Staff share the front row. Halliday and Assai, Lifting and Dumbrell, Crampton and Damien Digby, two of the guys fighting it out for the Silver Star. Johansson, Peters, Ellis, Breed, Ramsey, Oakshott, Craig Bastian and Tim Lay will start right back of the pack. And Jason Bargwana, that is tough work.
It is. He unfortunately had a clutch problem in the first race and has to start from the back of the grid. So it'll be hard work passing these cars.
On board with Akahiro Assai from the start. He gets away reasonably well. You can see one of the challenge recruitment cars just up ahead. That would be Chris Staff. But it's Simon Wills, the championship winner for 1999, gets away to the best start. We go back on board with Assai now. This is through turn one. You might like to talk us through this, Jason.
Well, it is. I mean, at this stage of the race, the tyres are very cold. It's really hard to get tyre temperature up in these cars. So you can see him really pushing the front of the car in, locking a brake there. You'll see a fair bit of understeer until the tyre comes up to temperature.
The field come through. Tim Lay starting rear of grid, and he has already made up an enormous amount of position. So the boy from Orange doing well early on. There's already quite a margin first to second. So Wills, despite winning the championship, is charging hard and not giving them any relief.
No, I can understand that. He'd want to be winning races. I mean, that's what it's all about. I mean, championship's good, but obviously winning races is part of it. I mean, down through this section of the track, you really don't get a break. The neck doesn't get a break. The cars are that fast between the corners. By the time you come out of one, you set the car up for the next one, and you're straight into it. So the body takes a beating.
There's no disguising either, Jason, that there is quite a few bumps around the Oran Park circuit. That would make the car set up hard, I'd imagine.
It does make the car sit up hard, especially when the floor of the car hits the ground itself, and then what happens is your vision goes blurry. So you set yourself up for the corner, your vision goes blurry, and sparks come off the floor. So you can see how the floor of the car is hitting the road quite hard.
Looking back at Jason Lifting, as we see now the wins car of Paul Dumbrell spin off. So too does the 23 machine of Craig Bastian.
Well, this is probably all cold tyres. I mean, these cars are quite difficult to drive on the cold tyres, and they do get away from you quite quickly.
Those two incidents forcing the safety car to come out, so the field will bunch up. Hard luck that for Paul Dumbrell. After the Winton weekend, he went away from there being the second fastest car. As we have a look at the replay of Bastian's spin.
Yeah, the car unloads a little bit in the little bump, and he's tried to get on the throttle way too early, and it's just spat him out backwards, and away he goes.
All right, the safety car lights are off, as you can see, and that will pull into pit lane. Away we go, the restart of race 2. And this one already is looking to be a walk in the park for Simon Wills. But the battle is on between the two challenge recruitment cars and the two NRC cars. That is Akahiro Assai and Jason Lifting running in that order.
You can see Tim Lay now tagging on the back of that group as well, so this is going to be quite interesting. It's very hard to pass around Oran Park in one of these cars, because as soon as you get close enough under the rear of the car in front, your front wing goes away, the downforce, therefore the car understeers a bit, you've got to lift off the gas, so it does make it quite difficult, but under brakes where it's at. Oh, beautiful off the bridge. The car actually feels quite nice and comfortable. You set the car up, you turn in hard for here, braking quite difficultly. I mean, it's action stuff.
Well, one man who's going to be right with Akahiro Assai soon is Tim Lay. We'll see Tim drive in the endurance races. It's all over for Paul Dumbrell. But here's Tim Lay.
V8 supercars, they aren't as hard and sturdy as these cars. These cars are very highly sprung. They get brake a lot later, probably 100 metres later in the Formula Holden touring car.
Something that we should make mention, Jason, this car that we're seeing Tim Lay in is your old car.
Yeah, this is where I started my Formula Holden career. Drove this car at Sandown. Down the inside, that's where it's all at. You brake a little bit later. I mean, you're talking about G-forces that in cold conditions, when you've got water in your eyes, it lands on the visor. It's just amazing stuff.
Tim Lay really forcing the issue now. He's gained another position. Don't forget, this guy started rear of grid, so he's doing well. I'll finish what I began to say earlier on, that we'll see Tim drive in the V8 supercars at the Queensland 500 and FAI 1000 in the super cheap AUXR8 with John Briggs. So too this guy, our champion, he will be in the Wins Commodore with John Faulkner, the VT, and we're looking forward to that. There is the wins car of Paul Dumbrell. That's a separate incident to where we saw him spin earlier. So obviously mechanical problems there.
You see the curbs here at Oran Park. I mean, it's very easy to hit one of these curbs, but the cars are so highly sprung and the cars are so fragile at that limit that if you do hit a curb, it can fire you off the road very easily. So you have to be very precise with them, and at the speed you're travelling, it's quite a challenge.
And while this is the final lap, the final race for these guys in 1999, it's going to have a big end to the year, and I'm sure, Jason, you probably wish you were still around for this in this category, and that is the reformation of the Tasman Cup Series. That starts November 28. 2 rounds in New Zealand and the third and final round here in Australia in Malala. That's great to see that series back up and running.
Absolutely. I mean, these are very exciting race cars to drive, and I think with the racing obviously in New Zealand and then ending up back here in Australia, it's going to be a fantastic series. And fortunately, I'm out of the category these days, but I would have liked to be part of it.
Speaking of Kiwis, here's Jason Leifting being challenged by Brendan Ramsey. Leifting doing a good job in only his second championship run. Of course, he did race last year at the support race for the Sandown 500, but nobody will challenge our champion in 99. Simon Wills takes yet another win. I think that's something like 10 from 12. What an outstanding 99 series for the Kiwi. Staff will come in for second, and challenge recruitment teammate Matthew Halliday in the 94D will finish third. Akihiro Asai, and what a drive by Tim Lay. He finishes fifth ahead of Jason Leifting. Brendan Ramsey couldn't get him, and Roger Oakeshott rounding out the top 8. We congratulate Les Crampton. He takes out the Silver Star.
Well, in season 1999, this man has rewritten the record books. 11 wins during the course of the season. He's done it in fine style at the final round at Oran Park. 2 starts, 2 wins. Well done, Simon Wills.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, it's been a great season. Can't say enough about the team. They've done a fantastic job. It was great to come away with a couple of wins here at the final round just to keep the momentum going. So, yeah, everything's been excellent.
The car looked like a really well-balanced, well-sorted package.
Yeah, the team gave me a good car to start off with. I just had to fine-tune it a little bit, so it was a good base package and everyone just had to chase me. It was very slippery out there, which made it hard to go for the lap record, but I gave it a good shot, but it didn't happen.
Well, I know the Kiwi fans are most pleased with your efforts at home, so once again, well done.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Simon Wills wrapping up the championship by over 100 points. Staff and Halliday second and third. Adam Macro, despite not racing the last couple, did hang on to fourth.